you've got a cushion, grab yourself a cushion. Let's come to sit down. How is everyone going? It's kind of been, what, 7 or 8 weeks now in isolation, which is a big one, and particularly for all you mamas as well that are coming up for your delivery. So just to let you know, girls, for a couple of the girls that were in our prenatal training classes on a Saturday up at Willow, is that we've had a couple of births. Justine had a beautiful home birth, and she gave birth to a little boy, and she had the most incredible experience, she said, and I can't wait to hear about it. And then we also had one of the other mums as well, who gave birth to a little girl. So really exciting. So today we're going to kind of come into an active birth class. And so these are the poses that I want to show you that you can do during your birth, that you can take into your labour room. And so we want to keep the natural physiology of the birthing hormones in flow, because when we access through the fear, it goes into the neocortex and it essentially shuts down all the biological hormones that keep us in flow, keep our contractions moving rather than taking us back and stalling. And so we want to create that optimal birth where we have that ability to move through our contractions. And you know, I had a 3-hour labour, so it was incredible, and it can be done, ladies. Okay, so let's come into a seated position, taking your legs out wide to create space for your beautiful growing bellies. Let's take our hands to our heart center as you anchor your hips to the earth. Feel a beautiful length through your spine, and crown and head moves towards the heavens. And as you gently press your thumb in Anjali Mudra into your heart space, close your eyes down, take your left hand to your bellies as you invite your babies in this morning. And as you pause here for a moment, connect in. You may start to feel a little bit of feedback from your babies, a gentle kick, a little burp. And for those that aren't as far along, you may start to feel a little notion of air or bubbles. And set yourself a sankalpa, a positive intention for your birth. Bring our hands back to heart center, and we'll start with one resonant Om as we take a nice deep breath in together. Release the breath out as you exhale, making a ha sound. Breath in. Now to start, thank you, and I can't see your feedback this morning either. This morning I'd like to start with some tonal sounds. So the tonal sounds help to soften our connective tissue through our perineum. And I want you to close your eyes down, and we're going to go through the vowels A, E, I, O, U. And we're going to take a breath in, and then on the exhale we're going to release, and we're going to go through A. And so I want you to notice where you're holding tension in your body. Are you holding it through your jaw? Are you holding it through your hips? And as you exhale out, I want you to let go of your pelvic floor. So we're not going to hold on to the pelvic floor here, as we want to release and relax our pelvic floor, particularly being in that 3rd trimester. It's important we soften all that connective tissue and not hold. Closing your eyes down, take a deep breath in together. Expand through the belly on the in-breath, and as you exhale, find which one you resonate with. Breath in, a gentle lift of the pelvic floor here, and as you exhale, breath in, gentle lift, 20%. jaw go. Breath in. So these is what I'd like you to practice at home and find which one that you resonate with the most, and really practice softening and letting go through the jaw, and seeing if you can take your drishti, your focus, down to your perineum and feel the vibration through the connective tissue there. Now let's change our legs over. Now those sounds are great to use during labour rather than that we'll go into that tribal sounds, and so that will be able to help you to be able to birth your babies. Just crossing the legs over in the other direction. We're going to slowly move our torso over our hips. So close your eyes down here and see if you can start to move in a motion where you take pratyacharya, which is withdrawal of the senses, and you take the senses inwards and you just focus on moving, closing the eyes down as the focus becomes inwards. You find that motion and fluidity of loosening through the hips, and this hypnotic motion is great to do during the first stage of labour. Just a gentle rocking and motion, taking us out of that space of flight or fight. And then gently move in the opposite direction. You can take your hands and push your hands down on your knees. Allow the neck to soften. And just enjoy this motion. As we say, Swadhisthana, the second chakra, is about pleasure. So one way that we can access pleasure is through movement in our body. Breathe back to center. Coming over now onto all fours. So if your knees are a little sore, you can take your cushion, place your cushion under your knees if you need to. And this is where it's really nice to have your birthing partner in the room as well if we can, depending on how things are overseas. I know that some of you aren't able to have your birthing partners in the room. So this one here, gentle rocking back and forth. This helps to take pressure off your lower back, particularly if you're experiencing a lot of back pain. And this one here is also good for when Bubs is posterior, a gentle rocking back and forth. Because with Freddie, he was posterior, and the contractions stall, so they'll build up and then they stall. And that's what becomes exhausting, because the head can't move down the birth canal properly because of the position that they're in. And this is also nice if you can have your partner gently massaging your back. And feel this motion of rocking back and forth as it takes the weight off your back, into your belly. And if you've got sore arms, you can come down like this, come down onto your forearms. And then you can have your partner massaging your lower back, and there's some really great acupuncture points on the lower back as well. And then let's take our knees out a little wider as we come and start to move our hips in this circular motion. This is also great if you've got your fit ball in the room, is you can hold onto your fit ball, or you can have your partner standing in front of you and you can move your hips around as he holds your arms here. So it's a really nice way to be able to bring him into the yoga practice, or into your birth, I should say. So move your hips around. And in the third trimester, we're producing the hormone relaxin, which helps to soften all the ligaments through the pelvis to help help birth and allow the sit bones and the pelvis to create space for bubs to birth. Move the hips in the opposite direction. I encourage you to make a playlist that you love that you can take into your birth. And come back to center. Another one is bring your thumbs together here to gaze to the top of your mat. We're going to step, just so I can demonstrate, we're going to step your left leg on the outside of your left hand. So here I want you to take your arm into your leg, so it's like your leg is leaning, your knees leaning in onto your arm. And here we're going to move the hips in a, you can try a figure 8. Now this is a really nice one to loosen up the tissue through the perineum. It's also good because it helps to loosen our adductors. And if we have tight adductors, it can sometimes shift the pelvis. So gently moving around here in a circular motion, just allow the head to fall to the earth. And just get really fluid here, make it feel good in your body. Move in the opposite direction. Notice where you may need to lean into. So using your arm to create a support here. It's always about making it feel good in your body in this last trimester. That pleasure allows the birthing hormones to keep moving in their positive feedback system. Take a breath here. Come up onto your fingertips, untuck the right foot, come to step to the top of your mat. Now if your baby is breached, definitely do not do this pose. So we're going to come into a yogic squat. So if you've got a wall here, I want you to come down and hold on to the wall here. And here we're going to just gently move our hips from left to right. So as we're in this birthing position, it helps to encourage the weight and the gravity of bubs further down into the pelvic outlet. And there's 3 distinct parts of our pelvis. We have our upper rim, our middle rim, and our lower rim. The lower one is almost when they're birthing, when they're crowning. So this helps to work into the hips, into the adductors, into the hip flexors. And then you can hold it here. This is really nice when you have your partner in the room to be able to hold, he's holding your hands or she's holding your hands there. And then you can just sit back and soften through your shoulders. Beautiful. Take your hands down to the earth, fold forward, soften. Gently walk your hands up your legs. Take your hands to, hey big guy, take your hands to the wall here. This one's really good when your baby's posterior because it takes the pressure off the tailbone, off the coccyx, off your lower back. Here, using the wall. Circle your hips around. Really work into the hip flexors here. Come forward, feel the pelvis, feel the hip flexors opening. Just be feeling tight through your hips here. The fascia of your feet, you can gently walk out your feet. Tight feet, believe it or not, the fascia under our feet also connect into our hips. This is something that happens embryonically when we're developing through the fascial planes. Beautiful. This is a really good one too, just to hang here. So it's a really nice one just to open up through your chest. There's lots of photos on Instagram of women giving birth like this. Feels great because it creates space through here, through your torso. Takes the weight off the front body. And it gives you a moment to catch your breath in between your contractions. And this is where it's really nice to get vocal Deep breath out. Breath in. You might want to start to soften at the knees. Breath in. You may want to start to swing your hips from left to right. Get sexy, ladies. Breath in. Breath in. And then exhale, you move the hips around. Beautiful, walk your hands back to your legs. Inhale, circle the arms up. Bring the palms through our third eye, our heart space. Keep the knees soft, walk the hands down, the legs fold forward into Uttanasana. Hands meet the earth. Inhale to a half lift as we take our hands to our shins. Shoulder blades roll back and down, gaze to the top of your mat. Fold forward, soften, and let the hands connect to the earth. Bring the thumbs to touch. This time we're going to step our left leg all the way back to the mat. Release the left knee down. And let's just come into our gentle hip circles here. Taking the right arm in to meet the right knee. And leaning in to the right arm. Softening and lengthening through our adductors, softening the connective tissue through our perineum. And as you take your drishti, your awareness to the entrance of your vagina, see if you can start to feel a gentle opening. It's almost like you can feel the connective tissue through there, working just like your pelvic floor does. This time it's like an opening rather than a contraction. And then move the hips in the opposite direction. Beautiful, ladies. What are you feeling here? And then you can even just come back to a rocking here. Back and forth. Back and forth, lengthening through the hamstrings, your adductors. Beautiful. We're going to do that. Untuck the left foot, come to step to the top of your mat into a yogic squat. So if our babies are breech, what this will do is it will encourage them to descend further down into the pelvic bowl, and that's what we don't want to do, is that we want to still have that opportunity to be able to turn them. So just move the hips around here. Now this one's a great one. Just find some buoyancy here. It opens up through the adductors, the connective tissue, and also the ligaments into the pelvis, helping to create a great exit for our babies out the birth canal. Beautiful here. And then gently we're going to walk our hands to our legs. Come on up. We're going to take our hands to our hips now. We're just going to come into some gentle hip circles. So imagining that you're stirring your hips through, honey. Keep the knees soft. And then just start with little hip circles. Really concentrated motion through here. It's not like you're not moving your torso, you're just gently moving your hips. And then allow that motion as you stir the pot of honey, allowing the hips to create a greater mobility. Feeling into each aspect of your hip, your glutes, IT band, hip flexors. This is nice to do with your partner. Gus sitting at the kitchen table just doing some work while I get my sexy hip circles going. And then just get loose. So really just allow those hips. So this is going to allow the contractions to keep moving, to keep you in flow and keep those birthing hormones in its natural physiology. Great, move the hips starting big circles. Nice to hold your partner's hand here, and then the circles are going to get smaller and smaller. Oh yeah. And this one, this one here is a really good one to do. It's like just a resting pose in between your contractions. Just allowing you to gain your composure, because you go in and out. It's like the breath. There's an expansion and then a softening. Expansion, and that's when the contraction builds, and then that softening. And this is how our cervix faces. It expands and softens. So it thins. Get your breath. And this is another one in rounded cat and cow, standing cat and cow. Helps to release the tailbone, and then lift and round, expand through the tailbone, get sexy, feel that widening through the sit bones, round through the tailbone, upper back. Beautiful, all the way to crown of head. And get really vocal. I'm quite quiet, but in the birthing room you'll be loud. Ah. Ah. And the thing is, with birth, it can be like a marathon, so you want to go in and feel prepared. Now we're going to come to the wall. I love this one. Just a yogic squat into the wall, leaning into the wall. Here it's really nice. You can have your birthing partner with you in front of you, holding your hands, and you can move your hips from left to right here. Finding a chair, you can use a chair, or you can use the hospital bed. Lean into the hospital bed and move the hips around. Coming to the wall. We're going to take our left leg on top of our right. We're just going to come into a pigeon pose using the wall here. A really nice one to work, particularly third trimester. Everything, your hips are feeling really sore because you're sleeping from left to right, and just the extra weight of bubs. Walk the hands down, sit the bottom towards the back of the room. And if you want to, you can take your left elbow to your left knee and gently push that down. Beautiful. Breathe into this tension, because you'll be feeling quite tight. Just breathe into that. Breathe into the sensation. Allow the sensation to dissolve through your breath. Beautiful work, ladies. Release that leg down. Left foot connects to the earth. Gentle shake it out. Left to right. Love you. Ground down through the left foot. In breath, right knee draws up. Right foot to left knee. Gently sit the heels back. You'll notice that one side will be tighter than the other. As you sit back, take your right elbow to your right knee, or you can take the hands up. Just always draw the shoulders away from the ears. Notice where the body goes to. And soften. Sit the sit bones to the back of the room. Beautiful. And just gaze to the top of your mat. What's your beautiful babies doing right now? What's their feedback? And then releasing that down. I'm going to put a song on, because it's time for us to have a bit of a dance right now. Let's see where iTunes is. The library. Okay. I need Pharrell. Can I find it? Okay, I can't, but what have we got here? Can you look? Okay, so it's always good if you can have a little bit of a dance in the room. Just depends how intense the contractions are. I remember when I got into hospital, I was already 6 centimeters dilated. I was on the ground like this. And then it was a 3-hour labour. Did lots of this motion for me, that felt amazing. And Garth massaged my back. Lots of hip circles and lots of cat and cow. Now, we want to reduce the tearing through the perineum, through all that connective tissue, because that's, you know, after birth, I just had a little graze. And I remember it was just even going to the toilet. So when I go to the toilet, it would create this burning sensation. So I'd literally just get toilet paper, wee on my hands, and that would ease the pain and put pressure. And I think, you know, we've got to just do what we can. Because even just a small little tear can be quite painful as well postpartum in our healing. So the best way that I was taught to be able to deliver your babies is this is what we teach in our yoga class. Come down onto your right side, lie down on your right side here. Bend the bottom knee. For those further along, you may want to extend out your bottom leg. I want you to take your left hand around your left knee. Hold your left knee up. Just notice how that feels here. And then gently rock the knee back and forth. Take your drishti to your perineum and see if you can start to feel an opening. So that's why perineum massage is really good, because it helps to soften that connective tissue, then encouraging the release of oxytocin, and also too, it helps to prepare your pelvic floor. And here, just letting go of the pelvic floor. If you're feeling a gripping, you can just use your breath here and make a sound. And then just take the inside of that foot, extend that left leg up. Now be quite tight, just hold it behind here. This is the best way to deliver your babies like this, because it stops the tearing of the perineum. It allows the hips to open. It's how the pelvis shifts, and it allows the baby's head down the pelvic outlet. And so, great way, minimal tearing. I did both my babies, Winnie and Freddie, like this. Let's just come in for a gentle quad stretch. Take hold of the back of the top of the foot. Roll the shoulder blade back and down, so you're getting the front line of the body to stretch. Great for when you've got really sore boobs, tight neck, sore chest, sore legs. Stretching your quads. Beautiful. Shake it out. Feel that. Practice this at home. And it's nice because you can have your partner supporting you here as well. You can then pull your baby's head out if you want to, if you have that option. Also too, your partner may want to help deliver the baby, so you get to witness and experience your delivery of your baby. I mean, how amazing is that, ladies? Okay. And then we're going to come on to our left side. So the Vena Cava, okay, it's a big, what we don't want to be lying on our backs, because that stops the oxygen supply to the baby. That's why they encourage us to lie on our left and right side from 17 weeks on. Bend through that left knee, right hand to right knee. So just feel that here, feel that opening. Close your eyes down and take your awareness to the entrance, to the opening of your vagina. You may just want to move the little hip circles here. This is a nice one too, just to hold it like that, like a happy baby pose. It stretches all the tissue here that gets so tight. Hamstrings, hip flexors. Beautiful. Gently rock this back and forth. I encourage you, if you can, to deliver your babies in this birthing position. And then hand on the inside of that right leg. Beautiful. Extend it to the sky. If you're tight with your hamstrings, hold it behind. It's all about the anatomy of our pelvis. It helps us to deliver as well. Gently come in for that quad stretch. Roll the shoulder back and down. Take the shoulder away from your ear. Beautiful. Draw the heel in towards your bottom. Feel that beautiful stretch. And then release that right leg down. Come into your Shavasana. Take your bolster, blanket, place it between your legs. It's always really nice in that third trimester as well when you are in Shavasana to just gently pop a blanket underneath your belly to give you that extra support. It's all about support. And the third trimester, that support, it's support of your partner, supporting you, supporting your physical needs or mental, emotional needs as you prepare. And you'll start to really slow down in that third trimester and honour that as a woman. It's that time to not be doing. It's that time to really honour that space as you transition into motherhood. And there's such a spiritual journey of coming of self into motherhood through the birth where one become two. And then, it's that unity of a family. Close your eyes down and just rest. Maybe you want your husband to come in and massage you, tell him where you're sore. And this is how he can start to be a part of your birthing plan. Beautiful. And then slowly come on up when you're ready. You may just want to lay there, enjoy the rest. As we bring our hands to heart center, so there's lots of different things that we can do. That was just an example today of some of the yoga poses that you can take into your birthing practice, into your birth. So just get really comfortable with making noise, using sound. Using sound also too, our baby can resonate, they can feel that vibration through their amniotic fluid. And it's an opportunity to just practice. Birth can be like a marathon, so you want to go in feeling prepared. You want to be able to access your toolkit, your breath work, your active birth poses, your hypnobirthing, your calm birth, your yoga practice. Beautiful. So bring our hands to heart center as we honor the physiology and the amazingness, the miracles of our little baby. And the opportunity that we have, that we can heal our past births, and we can, if we feel confident in our bodies, we feel confident connected to our babies, we can step into having an empowered birth. I encourage you to do your homework, to do your breath work, and to access the birthing services that we have, doulas, to our hypnobirthers, to our incredible midwives, and to our partners and your support team, so you can create your most empowered birth. Namaste. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that. So that will be up on our Mindful Pregnancy YouTube, so you can have a little bit of a dance. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for joining me this morning. So good to see you all, and next weekend 8:30 live again. Bye guys. And if you've got any questions, I'll be on just for a couple more minutes. Thanks, Lozzie and Mish and Christina. So good to see you girls. So good to see you. And Talia too. Awesome. Oh, so good to see you all, ladies. I miss you. I can't wait till everything returns back to normal. We're hoping that if we can have a gathering of 10 that we're allowed, then maybe we can offer some, we can even, well, the weather's pretty crappy. We can't do yoga in the park, but hopefully we can do a small little yoga group for our regulars. Have a great weekend. Bye, gorgeous ladies. Bye.